Lifeless, barren, and void of nutrients. Dirt is the antithesis of soil. The mismanagement of land can reduce the web of life that is soil into an abyss of comatose sediment.
Building soil is a very long-term process. By and large, it takes about 5 years really to change your soil significantly, and especially when you're starting on a very poor soil, to get it to a point where it produces at a level that you could actually say is viable.
It's clear that this ecosystem is improving over the 5 years that we've been here when you watch carefully what's going on. When we moved into this site, a lot of it was covered with grass. So we worked to kill off or remove the grass, which left sandy, nutrient-poor soil underneath. We use no-till farming. We do broad fork the soil. It had been very compact in previous years, so the loosening and aerating of the subsoil has been really important. And I've really been working hard to amend the soil.
Broad forking penetrates deep into the subsoil and decompresses its structure. This allows for the soil's digestion of amendments such as rock dust, organic NPK fertilizer, or nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, worm castings, and one special ingredient.
Compost takes organic matter, that which was once alive, and it cycles it into a highly nutritious, what looks like soil, but it is the end result of the breakdown of organic matter.
If soil is king, then compost is queen. But how does composting work?
There are 4 ingredients: carbon, which is dead organic matter, and we often call it brown. Nitrogen, which is living organic matter, and we often refer to it as green. And then there's oxygen, which of course comes from the air, and then there is moisture. We also have to keep the carbon and nitrogen in ratio, and the ratio is 30 units of carbon for every 1 unit of nitrogen. So get the ratio right as you layer water between layers. When all those ingredients are right and we have them layered, then what happens is the microorganisms move in and they begin to change the ingredients into compost.
If left alone, the inside of a compost pile can reach upwards of 200 degrees Fahrenheit, though good compost management will begin turning a pile at the 140-degree mark.
Once you start turning it, you don't add anything else to it. You simply work on finishing it by turning it as often as you want. The more often you turn it, the faster it breaks down.
In anywhere from 18 days to 2 months, a pile will be finished compost ready for amending soil.
And every time you make a new planting, you can sprinkle a ½ inch of this on top and you re-fertilize the soil.
Urban farmers are at the mercy of poor, alkaline soil that is typically available in developed areas.
The best thing we found to do by far is just load up as much compost and mulch as we possibly can.
Luckily, some municipalities offer free compost by the truckload.
If you have access to a lot of finished compost, just throw it on top. Don't till it in, don't spread it around. Just make a garden bed out of it. Just put it in a square pile and plant right into it. So that's what we've been doing. And so we have carrots in this one. We get 6 rows of carrots in there, which should yield pretty well. And it's about 1 foot high, which is plenty. And then the next 2 are squash and a couple rows of radishes in between that. Next one from there is cilantro, and then arugula, and then radishes.
It can take many years, but they say in nature, just allow nature to rebuild soil. It takes 100 years for an inch of topsoil. So we can't just allow nature to do it anymore. We've depleted so much of it that we have to help.